They swing, vault, roll and jump. These modern-day Tarzans are called parkour artists. And should you be inspired to join them, the good news is you won't need to be spending any money on your new hobby.
Parkour, people perceive it as quite dangerous. You know, in some cases it can be dangerous. Your mind might think that you can do something and you might just go for it, but your body's not physically ready for it. So sacrifices come down to you really committing from a health benefit. You know, you need to really focus your life on eating healthy because you need to have a strong body. You can't just go out there and do it. So what we try to do is encourage a healthy lifestyle, both in physical training, in strength, and eating. I found parkour was a very good way to express myself in new, fresh ways, and being able to move over my environment, get over walls and roll around the ground, and especially do it in a safe way, a safe manner. Johannesburg's a lot bigger, and we have a larger following of people doing parkour here. So from a training perspective, we have a lot more people coming together as a community and playing and jamming in a specific area. You know, we get everyone into a circle, we focus on very specific muscles, and then we kind of get the whole body into a very warmed up state. And then we move into a sort of process of teaching the students in different areas, so from rolling and walking along the poles, and then working on poles and being able to move around the environment.
It's changed my life drastically. I've become a lot stronger, a lot more flexible, especially with terms of my dancing. I found it a lot easier to do a lot of the moves, and stamina as well. It's given me a lot of stamina, and it drives me to live better, to be healthy.
In studio with me now we have Dylan Davidson and Sean Van Zyl. Dylan and Sean are parkour athletes based in Johannesburg. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Let's start off, for those who may not know, what is parkour?
Parkour is it's the art of moving from A to B as efficiently and as smoothly as possible. Yep, in a short definition. So, you know, moving over a wall, under a truck, balancing on a rail, you know, just moving through your environment, any given environment, as efficiently, silently, and as smoothly as possible.
What is parkour recognized as currently? Is this a sport? What is this?
Well, it's regarded as a sport, but for the practitioners who practice it, it's more of an art form or even a martial art. You could see it as a survival skill, you know, being able to escape or chase or, you know, run away from danger. So in that sense, practitioners generally would call it a martial art or an art form, and the rest of the world would probably see it as a sport, yeah. And
the reason behind that is because what you're doing is you're expressing yourself in your own environment, so you're not necessarily competing with each other, you're taking your own skill and you're basically expressing your ability to move over something in your own way. There's no direct way of doing it.
So do you guys classify yourselves as, you clearly classify yourselves as both artists and athletes. And tell us more about parkour artists and athletes in movies, for example. You guys are often recruited as stuntmen, or doubles in movies.
That's right. Well, the art form of parkour requires that we need absolute control over our body and mind. So we generally have got a lot more skill than most other athletes when it comes to jumping off of something onto a rail and balancing, or even learning how to fall. Just that body awareness that you learn on your journey through parkour equips you with many skills that the stunt industry requires. So you'll find a lot of you know, successful parkour athletes do very well in the stunt industry as well. They have very safe stunt careers because of those skills that they've learned.
To add to Dylan, you know, the stunt coordinators like to deal with parkour athletes because we're able to adapt to what they want. So whether it be jumping out of a helicopter and sliding down a rope, or jumping across rooftop to rooftop, or even getting, you know, shot with a certain weapon, we're able to take those sort of impacts and any type of motion that they want. We're able to adapt to that and actually give the director what they want.
Let's talk about the lifestyle that you need to actually lead to be able to do this stuff in terms of your health and your exercise routine.
Well, it's very important to eat healthy and stay strong. So we know what we do is we focus on teaching students the ability to eat healthy and as well as train in a very positive manner. So building up the muscle mass and being strong, because, you know, we want to avoid injuries and make sure that our students are as safe as possible.
Yep, and going back to what Sean just said there, the reason why we are called Concrete Foundation is because we believe in building a concrete foundation from which to live your life from. And in this case, parkour, you know, it's really about getting the ankles strong, the wrists strong, the elbows strong, and we slowly progress from there. Nutrition is just one of those blocks in that concrete foundation, and if you're missing a section, you know, obviously the entire structure becomes a bit more weak.
Dylan, you're the founder of Concrete Foundation. It's a parkour school in Joburg. Tell us more about that.
Okay, well, about 5 years ago or so, a group of us were training together. We were a lot younger, and we wanted to start up a group, you know, and our goal for that group was to promote parkour in South Africa. We wanted to build parkour parks in as many parks as possible in the cities, you know, for the rest of South Africa to learn this art form that we've largely forgotten due to modern lifestyle. You know, sitting, driving, get on the train. We don't really move a lot or play a lot. When we get to teenagerhood, we sort of the stresses of school, college, and all of that kind of pulls us away from that playful nature. So it started off, you know, many years ago, and to this day it's now grown. We've got many members, we've got many students in our class. A lot of the instructors are working, you know, in the stunts industry, and it's really grown into something quite beautiful. It's awesome.
And I know that you guys have done some training in the townships, in that sort of setting. Tell us about that.
Well, what's nice about parkour is we're able to adapt, and we're able to teach kids in townships, for example, to play with their own environment. They don't need a tool. Their tool is their body. So we take them and we go, here's a whole bunch of rocks. Yeah. Now we're going to show you how to move and play with these rocks. Where you guys see them every day as just ordinary rocks, we see them as play objects. And we're able to teach them to basically utilize the environment around them immediately.
Mm. And the thing about going back to utilizing your environments, it's we find that when students or teenagers start to learn parkour, they begin to develop a higher self-esteem, a little bit more discipline and pride within the way that they hold themselves, the way that they, you know, feed themselves. And because it requires no tools, a person can start doing parkour with nothing. You can have no house, no shoes, and no money, and you can learn to move with your environment and learn to become disciplined, just like any other martial artist. And that's why it really does appeal to, you know, right across the board, from the townships right to, you know, the Sandton suburbs. Yeah.
Alrighty. My last question before you guys go. Joburg sort of provides a very nice habitat for parkour. It's very sort of conducive. But not only that, you guys also assist the environment with picking up litter while you guys train.
Yeah, well, we have a philosophy which is to leave no trace. So, you know, we would like to live with the environment and live with the existing community rather than against it. And so a few of the things that we do is we'll hold events where we go through to a spot in town and we will clean up a certain section while we play in that section. You must understand that as parkour athletes, our environment is our playground. Without our environment, we wouldn't be able to do this. And so we have this a great respect for our environment, the cleanliness of that environment, and yeah, so that's what we do. We get together, we clean up, we train, and we try to leave no trace.
And what's fantastic about that is we actually managed to bring together a wide variety of people, so aged from 8 to 45, male and female, and everyone comes together. There's no age gaps that are, it's not viewed as a problem, it's viewed as a collaborative tool. Absolutely. And we all move together.
Great stuff. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
That was Dylan Davidson and Sean van Zyl.